General Goldfein, I do want to thank you, like many others, for your exceptional service to our nation. I think you're going to be sorely missed, and you've really done a great job. I do hope you come back, and appreciate the breakfast and briefing just a couple of weeks ago as well. And Madam Secretary, we're looking forward to getting you to Alaska, hosting you. The whole state's looking forward to having you up there. You'll see why Billy Mitchell called it the most strategic place in the world. See our great airmen in Jay Park, and you can probably even see Russia too if it's a clear day. So look, we're really looking forward to that. I'm going to continue the theme here on the KC-46. This might be a really dumb, basic question, but for now, just following up on this discussion we just had, like, is there any way to just take the boom hardware from the KC-135? And I mean, that works. And you can't do that as an interim replacement until, you know, they figure out what the heck, you know, as Senator Shaheen said, time is of the essence. You said it, but 4 years doesn't seem like time is of the essence. Is there no fix to help? I mean, the KC-135 is a workhorse, works pretty well.
So there's no option of just swapping the boom, because the boom is not the problem. The visual system that allows the boom operator to be able to connect with the receiver is the problem. So what we have to have...
You can't use a KC-136, 135?
No.
Okay.
No, because in the 135, there's a huge window in the back that the boom operator is laying down looking at.
Let me ask on the other, you know, on the other issue, you won't be surprised to hear my continuing advocacy on the issue, but it's not just me. On the Oconus bed-down decision on the KC-46, you know, this committee's weighed in, a number of NDAAs, so the Congress has weighed in because they become law, talking about characteristics in General Goldfein. I raised this in the last hearing, you know, strategic location, the ability to serve several COCOMs, hub air combat power, 24/7 NORAD mission that routinely intercepts Russian bombers, world-class training, free red flag exercises a year, 105th generation fighters, C-17s, C-130s, F-16s. These are all characteristics that this committee has said are important. I just had breakfast this morning with the SecDef. He in his confirmation hearing mentioned that you co-locate 105th gen fighters and KC-46s in a very strategic location. That would send the message of extreme strategic reach to our adversaries, particularly our great power adversaries. Do either you care to comment on this upcoming decision as it relates to these congressionally mandated characteristics, which certainly favor, in my view, one of the locations you're looking at?
My ability to, as in the line of decision making, I'll await the input and the analysis, but those no doubt are going to be elements that will be considered.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. Just building on that, and again, it's just General Lyons recently testified, it was just last week, I think, and as you've already heard, he said the air refueling fleet, that's the most stress capability and #1 readiness concern. The ability to deploy the force across all national defense strategy mission areas. Again, to me, if you put the KC-46s in a place that can strategically reach not just PACOM, but PACOM, EUCOM, STRATCOM, NORTHCOM, which is what Alaska presents, it helps with that stress. I think that's actually an important concern. Would either of you care to comment on that? He did in the classified briefing, just for the record. You can take a look at what he said, which was, I think, along the lines of what I've been arguing.
No, sir, I'd align with that.
Madam Secretary, you want to wave that one off too?
No further comment on it.
Just as you're making the decision, I think take a look at his testimony also. I think it helps. General Goldfein and Madam Secretary, I just want one final quick question on the Jay Park and the 5th Gen Center of Excellence. You know, I was just asked my staff, I didn't know the numbers are this big, but as you probably know, Jay Park is 13 times larger than Nellis. And as we have increasing offsets that are needed for good training with the 5th-gen aircraft and the ability to expand that airspace, which in Alaska we're doing, and it's not that controversial as it is in the lower 48 to expand airspace. Can you comment on that?
Sure, I'll just say that it is critical strategic terrain, and larger airspace becomes more important as we end up engaging at longer ranges, which is what 5th generation is all about and what comes after that. So we're going to, I see actually more of an effort to ensure that we can replicate the higher end threat at JPARC and Nellis and Utah in these ranges. The good news is that software-defined radios are giving us more inexpensive ways of replicating higher-end threats, which has been challenging in the past. So one of the things we're looking at right now is how do we scale very quickly in that range space to put a robust array out to be able to replicate a high-end threat. And I think over the next couple of years we're going to be able to do it.
Great. Thank you.